In this demo, let's take a look at how Greenwheels is able to leverage IBM's customer engagement solutions to deliver an engaging, personalized, and consistent experience for its customers, such as Katie. We'll take a look at some of the new integrations which empowers Frank to plan a customer's journey, to manage the site messaging, and to automate relevant cross-channel interactions. Let's begin from the perspective of Katie, the customer. Now, Katie previously visited the Greenwheels site and was looking for some information. Fast forward to today, Katie sees a special message from Greenwheels. She's excited to see that Greenwheels seems to understand what she was looking for and has tailored her message specifically for her. Now, Katie decides to click on the link and is taken to a landing page personalized for her. Here Katie sees information about training bikes for her kids, as well as highlighted toddler bikes and information that would help her make a decision. Now you might be asking yourself, how was Greenwheels able to do this? Let's begin by taking a look at how Frank Adams, the marketer from Greenwheels, was able to create such an experience for Katie. Here we see that Frank is accessing the Greenwheels site, which is managed by Frank's marketing team and other lines of business. The Greenwheels site is built upon the IBM Digital Experience platform, which is instrumented for analytics. This means that a number of data points, such as a user's behaviors, what they're searching for, what they're clicking on, is being collected and can be leveraged by Frank and his team for analytics. From the site, Frank also has the ability to turn on page level reports. These page level reports allows Frank to get a bird's eye view of how the page or the site is performing. Frank decides that he wants to gain further insights and clicks through on the details. The full dashboard displays a wealth of information and deeper insight. In addition, Frank has the ability to see what users might be searching for and not finding. Here's an example where it looks like users might be searching for kids corner or kids related biking information. So to address this need, Frank decides to take action. Using the new Journey Designer, Frank is able to go beyond just creating a simple campaign to planning a customer journey. Now opening up the journey for the Greenwheel Family Bike Experience, Frank is able to see his team has already begun some work. Frank decides to continue where his team left off and complete the interactions around the Discover phase. Now in Discover, he wants to target those adults with young children by promoting mobile push notifications. He also wants to be able to update the digital experience page to include some additional information around kids, maybe create a kids corner landing page. And he also wants to be able to reach those segments of users through email. Now by simply dragging and dropping the interactions onto the storyboard, Frank is able to set target dates, set attributes, and can start to implement these interactions by simply clicking on the interaction and choosing Open. Now opening the interaction takes Frank to the exact place where he needs to begin to work to implement that interaction. Now on the Digital Experience landing site, Frank decides that he wants to create a new area on the site around Kids Corner. Now in order to do this, Frank can begin to work by switching into an edit mode. The edit mode gives Frank a real-time in-context preview of the changes he's making. Frank began to create a new page within the navigation by selecting one of the many different templates that are available to him. Gives it a title, Kids Corner, and can even set friendly URL and vanity URL names, which is helpful for search engine optimization. Now that the page has been created, Frank can see that the template he has selected includes some initial content. For now, he's going to quickly add 2 additional components onto the page. Using the Site Manager, Frank is able to browse both content and applications and selects the ability to add a list of form topics onto the page. This demonstrates the ability to quickly infuse social capabilities within the experience. In addition to the Knowledge Center content and social discussions, Frank does want to include some highlighted bike models, specifically for the kids. So in order to do this, he again browses the Site Manager, selects the respective component, and drags and drops it onto the page. Frank and his team really enjoys the Digital Data Connector, or DDC, capabilities of the Digital Experience platform. DDC allows Frank and his team to quickly consume data from a back-end system and treat it like content, all without IT involvement. Here are some examples of products that are being pulled directly from a commerce server. Now obviously Frank wants to highlight some kids bikes, so he can quickly browse the commerce catalog and select the specific kids bikes he would like to highlight. So now that Frank has completed this interaction spot, the next thing he would like to do is create an outbound email campaign or finish that email interaction to draw users back into the site. Let's see how Frank does this in the next section of this demo. A powerful aspect of the Digital Experience platform is its ability to create content to be delivered to multiple channels. Here we see that Frank's team has been busy creating content for an email type of delivery. Now Frank selects the content of interest, so it looks like family kid fun, and sees that his team has created some email content that looks ready to go. Now Frank, if he so desires, can continue to make some additional changes, and he has the full capabilities that are available to him through the Digital Experience platform. However, for the purposes of this demo, Frank is happy with what his team has created and will move forward into deploying this piece of content for delivery via the IBM Marketing Cloud. In order to deploy this content to the Marketing Cloud for delivery, Frank simply has to click the deploy button. And once it's been deployed to the Marketing Cloud, Frank can continue to work with the email. However, for the purposes of this demonstration and video, Frank is happy with what he sees, and he decides to move on to the send experience. Now, starting the send experience, Frank is presented with a number of powerful capabilities. The first is to select the targeted contacts. Now Frank decides that he wants to send this email out to not just everyone. He wants to target users that might have visited the site in the past few days, or maybe the past week. And specifically those users that were querying for Kids Corner or Kids Bikes. Now there are a number of other options that are available to Frank. These do include delivery options such as send time optimization, but for now Frank decides he's happy with the default settings. We'll do a quick mail check and continue on to sending this email. At this point, the email is sent to users such as Katie. Recall at the beginning of the demo, you saw how Katie was able to take a look at the email, click on the link, and be taken to a personalized landing page for her. Now once on the landing page, Katie's able to interact with the content and access the products and information that's relevant to her interest. Well, that's the end of this demo. Again, to recap, you saw how Frank, a marketer from Greenwheels, was able to leverage the analytics and information about users and their behavior on the site to create a more engaging experience. He was able to plan a customer journey, work with a number of different interactions, such as updating the digital experience site to include a kids corner page. And once this new interaction on the site was completed, he reached back out to the users that had shown previous interest by sending an email out to them. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please contact me if you have any questions.